Hey everybody, welcome back to part 5. So for this layout, I've got this gorgeous stamp set from Stampers Anonymous by Tim Holtz. I love these guys. They're quite a funny bunch, and I bought them because they were, mainly to be used in masculine cards, and I have a husband and 2 boys and their friends, and it's just they're cool characters basically. So I've stamped some out onto just normal smooth stamping paper, and what I'm doing at the moment is just using a black felt tip liner to go over some of the features. Now, I stamped them quite light because I'm trying to get better at drawing. I'm trying to gain more confidence. I'm trying to be looser in the way that I draw, and I just want to get used to drawing eyes. I want to get used to drawing like noses and expressions and such things as most drawings have in them. So I wanted to just go over outlines, and eventually I guess my goal is to be able to draw this without having to stamp first off. But yeah, this is what I did. So I stamped it light, and then I went over every single detail with my own, by my own hand. And then I put it down on the page. There was a frame sitting on my desk, and I thought, you know what? I am just going to use the frame. And I actually chose the goat because he kind of cracks me up. I think he is my favorite character. Well, I love them all for different reasons. This guy is like sitting there, chewing on a piece of straw, and I feel like he's like, what are you worried about? Like, so what? What's the big deal? Like, he calms me down. I really think he's really quite cool. So he's like a wise old goat. So I found this quote, and it just goes so well with the character. This is from one of the Kaiser Craft embellishment packs. It says, "You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens." So I feel like that's what he's telling me. He's just kind of sitting there watching me complain, and then he's chewing on that piece of straw, and he's going like, so what? Just trust it, let go, and yeah, let's see what happens. So I quite really enjoyed this page. It kind of gave me a little bit of peace and permission to just be and not to worry. So the right hand side of that layout was perfect, and I was now trying to think of something to do for the left hand side. I thought at first maybe the cat. I did like the flowers, so I put that down. I tried the cat. Oh, I tried the gorilla. I tried the monkey. The monkey didn't look too good. I tried the cat. Didn't think the cat worked. I tried the ostrich. And once again, I just thought it was too full. I thought maybe perhaps I needed a word, so I brought back these large words from Dear Lizzie, and they just didn't go. I didn't feel like they went well with the theme of the layout. So I grabbed my stencil. This is just a stencil kit that I bought from Officeworks, and I used one of the words from the words that I was trying before that said good vibes, and that once again cracked me up, and I felt like, yeah, that's what this goat was giving me. He was giving me good vibes and calming me down. So I went with it. I used my black felt tip pen, and I spelled out good vibes. I like how simple the title is, and I feel like it completes the layout really nicely. I went back over it just to thicken up the lines a little bit because I couldn't get the felt tip pen in there very much. And then I went along with my Posca pen. Definitely the Posca pen did not fit in there, so I had to use a fine liner, my Art Line black fine liner. And then I went back with my Posca pen and just went over the borders, the stencils on the borders, and I really like how this page turned out. This page started off too green for my liking, and I was quite intimidated by it, but then I just thought about it, and it actually turned out to be one of my favorite pages. So in my last Take 5 art challenge, one of the prompts was to draw flowers. So I thought that I would draw flowers on this page. So I just looked up a very basic tutorial on Pinterest, and using just geometric shapes, just you know, like diamonds and rectangles, and this is how basic I am. And I sketched a little bit on the side there. I thought, yeah, that'll do. Pulled out my Dina Wakley scribble sticks and just did basic shapes. And I kind of, you know, curved them so that they looked like flower petals. And yeah, I sat there and just kind of colored in, and it was sort of mindless, which I really enjoyed. I used the magenta, I think that is, the magenta. Instead of using a black, I just used the magenta just to outline everything. Came in with the fuchsia so that it kind of gave color to the petals, and then I came in with a little bit of green to give colors to the leaves and the stalks. I am using my water pen and just making the colors sort of blending the colors with the water in the watercolor brush, and just going back in with a black now and outlining each of the petals, doing some strokes at the leaves, putting in the veins for the leaves. Just being a little bit more flowy, and just, I don't really care. The leaves don't really look like they're real leaves. They're kind of really geometric and abstract, but I totally love it. And I actually felt like that last prompt in the Take 5 art really loosened up, and I wasn't so afraid to draw flowers. So I love these 3 flowers. They're supposed to be at different stages of opening, but they're abstract, and I really love how it looks. I pulled out my Posca pen and just added another layer. So remember, the scribble sticks are water based, and the Posca is a paint pen. So the black paint on top of the watercolor flowers just looked really lovely. And I just went over scribbling onto parts of the flower. Did try to use my white Posca pen, but I think everything was just still a bit wet. So it wasn't working very well. So I kind of abandoned the white Posca pen after a while. I'm now reaching for some Vicky Bouton stickers, and I'm just trying to use up all and every kind of sticker. And then this one is quite a long quote, and it says, "Live for the moments you can't put into words." So I just, you know, chopped it up, put a few words on each of the flowers, and I totally love how it turned out. I then thought, you know, make it a little bit more artistic. What I wanted to do was just put some black paint down, create like splatter marks. So I did that. And then what I decided to do is grab my Venetian gold, and I used the inside of the lid, and I made some marks, which totally love the page. Totally love. I think art marks are supporting elements, and they're really important. Okay, so this is the final page of my art journal, and for this one I reached for my Dina Wakley Collage Collective, and I love this girl here. She is the one where Dina made a mistake and the eyes were not bright, so she just you know, erased kind of the eye, so she just has one eye and the other one is just like smeared. But what I decided to do was actually give her an eye. So I'm just I fussy cut around her, so she goes straight into my art journal, and I'm using my Faber-Castell black pen. I actually don't have a Stabilo oil pen, which is what everybody seems to be using. I'm happy with my Faber-Castell. So I am just going to start now adding a little bit of skin tone and doing a little bit of shading, and I'll just let you watch this part. I absolutely adore her. It just, it turned out so different to the original collage that I put down that I really don't mind using Dina Wakley's collages. So just, I think she's so sweet. So then I found this quote in the tissue pack from Dana Wakley that says, "Be devoted." And so I felt like, you know, totally her. That's the kind of girl she is. So I put that down. I'm just going through now with the vine border that I put originally. I kind of wish I hadn't put that, but oh well, like it doesn't, I can make it work. It doesn't matter. So I outlined that with Posca. Don't like the pink that's there, but once again, what can you do? I don't want to try to take it off because it'll make it even worse. So what I thought I would do is kind of detract from those, and I cut out some hearts out of book page. Also wish that I hadn't put down that metallic border there. I think I stuffed up my white Posca pen, so I tried to outline them, but then I put that away. Using my Faber-Castell black pencil to outline around the hearts, and then I'm using my water pen to water down some of this hot pink Kaiser Craft acrylic. So once again, what I'm trying to do is kind of create like another focal point or a supporting element to go on that left hand side. As soon as I put it there around her neck, I knew that she had to have that there, whether it was her heart or whether it was her heart center or whether it was a necklace, I don't know, but it just had to stay there. So I had to cut out another one to do a trio for the left hand side page. Was just deciding whether I was going to do a cluster of 3 or whether I was going to do 3 in a row. And the cluster of 3 doesn't look so bad now that I look at it from another angle, but on the day I thought the cluster of 3 didn't go. So I decided to put them 3 in a row, all one on top of the other, and just gluing things down with the Aleene's tacky glue. What I'm also going to do is go back to the tissue paper sentiments, and I'm then going to choose a quote by Joan of Arc that says, "I'm not afraid, I was born to do this." So I just love the sentiment of this page. This girl, she's so devoted to whatever her cause is. Not that she's Joan of Arc or anything, but yeah, she is, she's decided on what she wants to do. She's not afraid to do it, and she's going to go for it. So she gives me a lot of hope and a lot of courage. And I also decided to add a little bit of a yellow halo around her, just to take away from the black smudgy background. I decided to outline everything. I love the outline of the heart within the book pages. I think that's really cool. And I did go around outlining the words so that they were sticking out of the hearts. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I think this page came together very nicely. This completes all the layouts in this little art journal. I have one more part for you, which is part 6. That'll be how I decorated the journal cover, and then I'll do a quick flip through one more time for anyone who wants to see them all together in a row. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.